Yes. Yeah, morning all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 18 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 8 plus years of experience in Python environment. So my experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django based applications. So well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, URLlib, right? So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes. Yeah. Can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible? Fine. Thank you. So as part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following topics. Right. Why Python? Already we have got many programming languages. Why again Python required? Who can learn Python? And that too, Python is not a kind of technology which is not very recently introduced. It was introduced in the year 1989. Why all of a sudden Python has got a great boom? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. And who can learn Python? What are the prerequisites for learning Python? There are no prerequisites for learning Python. Python statements look like normal English statements. Anyone can update with Python. Anyone can update with Python, right? Yes. So Python statements look like normal English statements. How it was built? How Python was built by taking the features or advantages from multiple programming languages. It has taken some features from one programming, some features from other programming. In this way, multiple programming languages. It has taken the advantages and features, because of which we call Python as a hybrid language. Because of this multi-programming features, Python, we call it as hybrid language. And what kind of applications we can develop today by using Python? Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications? Python real-time applications, Python usage. Who are using Python today? Which companies are using Python? And topmost applications built using Python and Python features as compared with other programmings. So you can check, right? I'll take some examples. I'll take some task and I implement the task in multiple programming languages. I will just show you. You can just observe how simple by Python statements compared with other programming, coding wise, length wise, complexity wise, you can check the Python statements and reasons why Python is suddenly super popular and Python scope and job market. What is the job market of Python currently and what is the scope of Python in the coming years, right? So this is what I'll be discussing in today and tomorrow session, right? Yes. So starting with why Python, I define Python in 5 lines. It is a general purpose programming. It has got multi-programming features. It's a high-level language, interpreted language, and user-friendly programming language. I'll just brief you one by one. So what are these? Starting like it's a general purpose programming. Python is a general purpose programming language. So before Python, there were some programming languages. We heard about it like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, right? These programming languages, Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, these languages are purpose-based languages. These are purpose-based languages. Purpose-based languages means they are used for a specific purpose, particular purpose. For example, Pascal for complicated mathematical applications, Fortran for scientific applications, COBOL for business applications, Pascal for complicated mathematical applications, Fortran for scientific applications, and COBOL for business applications. They are used for a particular purpose. They're purpose-based languages. But a language, but a language Observe a language which is suitable for developing, which is suitable for developing any kind of applications, any kind of applications. Such a language we call it as general purpose programming. General purpose programming, right? Yes. A language which is suitable for developing any kind of application. Such a language we call it as general purpose programming language. So Python is a kind of application which can provide, which can develop, using which we can develop any kind of applications. Example, Python, a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application. Such a programming language we call it as general purpose programming, like Python. Any kind of applications we can develop, like automation applications, web applications, gaming applications, GUI applications, embedded applications, networking applications, desktop applications, any kind of applications can be created by using Python. That's why we call it as general purpose programming, not purpose based. It is not like a purpose based, not for a particular purpose, right? So Python is a general purpose programming. Multi-programming features. Python has got multi-programming features. I give a labor example. For example, if you want to launch a new product into the market, for example, a new mobile phone into the market, to attract the customers, what features you want to see within this mobile? What all the features we see in different other mobiles, all the features if you are embedding into a single piece and going to attract the customers, right? The same way, Python is a kind of programming where you see the features of all the different other programming languages within it, because of which we call Python as a hybrid language. Multi-programming features Python has got, right? High-level language. Python is a high-level language. There are two types of languages. Two types of languages. Low-level languages and high-level languages. Low-level languages, secondly, right? High-level languages. Low-level languages, example of low-level languages like assembly-level language or machine-level language. Assembly-level languages or machine-level languages, right? First, they are not human understandable. These are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. Secondly, they are not portable. They are not portable means they cannot be carried from one system to other. And they cannot run on all the hardwares and all the operating system. Machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardwares and all the operating system. But high level languages like Python, they're human understandable. Looks like the statements look like normal English statements. They are portable, human understandable. They are portable and machine independent. They can run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems. So there are two types of languages, low level and high level languages. Low level languages, they are not understandable. They are not portable. They cannot run on all the hardwares and all the operating system, machine dependent. Whereas high level languages like Python, They're human understandable, they are portable, and they can run on all the hardware and all the operating system, machine independent, platform independent, right? Yes. Interpreted. Python is a interpreted language. Interpreted means yes. So here also we see like two categories of languages, right? We see like compilation languages and we see interpretation languages. Interpretation. Compilation example like C language. Compilation example of compilation, C language. Interpretation example, Python. Yes. Compilation languages means, for example, if you got some 10 lines of code, it executes all the 10 lines at a time. At a time, it executes all the 10 lines and displays if any errors in this. If any errors like 5 errors or 3 errors, whatever, right? But in Python, it won't execute. Interpretation means it won't execute all the 10 lines at a time. Statement by statement, it will execute. Statement by statement. Interpretation, we say. Line by line execution, which makes debugging easy, right? User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming, right? User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming, which where the statements look like normal English statements, right? Yes. So Python is a general purpose. Any kind of applications can be developed. Multi-programming features it has got, and high level, easily understandable, portable, and can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. Interpreted line by line execution and user friendly or programmer friendly programming, right? So Python has got what features? Python has got what programming features, right? Yes. Yeah. Python has hmm, procedural oriented programming features. It has got a procedural oriented programming. It has got a procedural oriented programming features, right? Example like C language. So Python has got procedural oriented programming features like C language. It has got like object oriented programming features. Object oriented programming features. Example like C++ and Java. Python has got scripting features. It has got scripting features. Python has got scripting features. Example like shell script, Linux shell script. It has got modular programming features. Python has got modular programming features. Modular programming features, example like modular 3. Yes, just like C language, you can develop applications like C++, you can develop applications like Java, like modular 3. Many different types of applications can be created using Python because of its multi-programming features. We say Python as a hybrid language. Once again, I repeat, to update with Python, there is no prerequisites. Doesn't mean that you need to have the knowledge about all these programmings. No. As part of our course, we discuss all this, right? Procedural oriented with Python, object oriented with Python, scripting features with Python, right? And modular programming features with Python. And if you see the two major programming languages today used for enterprise applications creations, Python and Java. But the Java developers or Java programmers are strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming. Without object-oriented programming, there is no Java application or program. Compulsory with object-oriented programming only, we can develop applications in Java. But in Python, without object-oriented, with the procedural-oriented, and with modular programming, we can develop different varieties of applications. And here, scripting, we write many automation scripts. We write many automation scripts in, for example, in DevOps environment, in IoT, in robotics, right? So that too, shell script looks very complex, right? To understand as compared with Python script. Yes. And more, okay. And you see, the Java and Python and Java are the two major programming languages. If you go back like to the year 2010 or 12, Java is the mostly used programming with 43% usage in the industry, right? You see, Python was just 3% used in the year 2010 or 12. Python is very less used with 3% usage. Most of them are not aware that there was a programming language like Python. But later, after 10 years from there to 2020, right? Yes, the usage of Java decreased to 19%. The usage of Python increased to 31%. So just I'll show you some graphs. I'll just open Google and show you the usage of Python and the usage of Java and other programming languages in the current industry. So just I'll open Google and show you some graphs to justify this. So Python is the #1 ranked programming language today with a diversified number of applications creations mostly used. And okay. So, and modular, because of this modular programming only, Python has got a great boom, right? Nearly 89,300 modules, inbuilt modules, Python is providing, right, for different environments. Whatever domain you are from, or whatever environment you are from, right? Python has got modules for every environment. That's for data science or networking or testing, whatever domain you are from. Python has got modules. Let's say modules, right? It has got many built-in functions. It has got many built-in classes. So using which we can perform the operations, right? No need to write huge codings. For example, for data science, Python has got separate modules for it. Nearly 10 to 15 modules Python is providing for data science environment, right? Yes. Like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, CP, Scikit-learn, right? Even for big data, for big data, right? Also, Python is providing separate modules for that, like PySpark, and even for networking, right? Python has got separate module for this networking. Not only module, like separate framework itself, Python is providing for this networking applications. Apart from that, for operating systems, for OS kind of activities, right? Python has got separate module. The name of the module itself is OS, operating system. And for testing or for test cases, yes, separate modules Python is providing for this. And for database, for each and every database, right? If if you want Python to be connected with Oracle database, so we have got a module called CX_Oracle, right? CX_Oracle module. It's very simple Python connecting with any database, not like other programming language. Just 1 or 2 minutes discussion is enough, where you can Python connecting with database by using a module. Even for any database, for MySQL, PyMySQL or MySQL.connector, right? We have got modules. Even for SQL Server, right? PyODBC is the module. PyODBC is the module using which Python can connect with the database. For every database, it is providing a module for connecting, and apart for any types of file formats for Excel files, Separate module Python is providing, like Excel, RD module, Excel, SX writer module. Just by writing Python code itself, we can generate Excel workbook, Excel files you can create, right? Just by writing code, just 3 to 4 lines of Python code you write, Excel workbook, Excel file will be created. Again, you can insert data into, so you can create multiple Excel sheets. Within Excel file, you can create multiple Excel sheets by writing Python code. Just by, if you write a Python code and execute, go and check, Excel file will be created, and can create multiple sheets. From sheet 2 you can read, from sheet 3 you can, into sheet 3 you can write. Not only Excel files, any types of file formats like CSV files, comma separated values files. The name of the module itself is CSV. And for PDF, writing Python code for creating PDF files, JSON files, JavaScript object notation, any types of file formats, XML files, and for mathematical operations, the name of the module is math. And for statistical operations, right? Python has got modules. And for generating graphs, any types of graphs we can generate by using Python. Normal graphs, bar graphs, histogram, scatter plot, stack plot, pie graph, any types of graphs, right? So in this way, thousands of modules, 89,000 inbuilt, 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got for different environments, right? Okay. Now, before you update with any technology, right, you need to understand what kind of applications are getting developed. So Python real-time applications. Python real-time applications. So what kind of applications are we developing today by using Python? Python mostly used in creation of creation of web applications today. You may ask, from the last 20-25 years, right? Java, .NET are mostly preferred in developing web applications. Why again Python? Means today Python is also mostly used in developing web applications. Python has got a framework like the Django we say. So using this framework, that's providing many flexible features. At a rapid speed, you can develop a web application with very less coding. It has got its own application server. It has got its own database like SQLite3. So many flexible features provided by this Django framework. Even the for all the .py files required for your project will be getting created automatically. That is what many flexible features of the Django framework. So where you can develop many web applications today using Python. And many automation applications we are creating today by using Python. Automation applications like using data science applications, using the technologies like the data science, using technologies like IoT, using technologies like DevOps, right? Many automation applications we are creating, right? So especially like IoT, Internet of Things. It is a physical network or device embedded with software, sensors, electronics for collecting data, exchanging data, and controlling the things from the place where you are, right? So it is a system of systems. It's like IoT is like electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other. So here mostly 90% coding in Python. Apart from this, for data science, everything deals with the data and data or data science. Data has got future reference. Data has got experience. So using data or data science, we perform data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clustering, data recommendations. So it's a blend of technique. It's a blend of techniques. The main technique what we see here, like ML. The main technique what we see here is ML, machine learning. Machine learning, right? We have got many ML techniques, regression, classifications, clustering, recommendations, pattern matching, right? For all these techniques, ML techniques to implement, we require a language. So Python is the mostly chosen, mostly used programming for this data science, ML, DL, machine learning, deep learning, and AI, right? Where Python is providing many modules for plotting, data analysis, right? For visualizations, right? Like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, CP, Scikit-learn, Seaborn, right? And even for DevOps, Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries, right? Yes. For many automation scripts, we can write using Python. And one more major area where Python is mostly preferred, like big data environment. Big data environment, right? You should have seen today. Data is stored in KBs, MBs, JBs, terabytes, petabytes, exabytes, zettabytes, yottabytes, so on, right? So from TB, we say it's like huge data. We have seen like KBs of data, or MBs of data, or GBs of data, but today data is generating in terabytes or petabytes. 1 petabyte equal to 1024 TBs. Already 1 TB is a large storage unit. The petabytes of data is getting generated. Example of petabytes, like Facebook. Millions and trillions of users for Facebook. In a minute, how many posts and videos are getting circulated? Each and every post and video has to be stored, right? What should be the storage capacity of Facebook to store all the posts and videos? Not only like Facebook, we have got other applications like Twitter, Google, YouTube, right? What should be the storage capacity to store all the videos, YouTube videos uploading, right? And email or Gmail messages and bank transactions, telecom transactions, or Flipkart or Amazon transactions, right? Which data is getting generated, right? Yes. Today, most of the applications generating huge data, right? So for that, we have got some technologies like big data technologies like Hadoop Spark, Hadoop and Spark, especially Spark, very high speed processing technology, processing huge data at quick time, right? Using Spark, using a language. Here also it uses a language like Python, right? Spark with Python, like we call like PySpark. And apart from this, Python is also used for graphical user interface or for animation applications. And Python also used for scientific applications. Scientific applications, we have got separate module like CP, scientific Python, and Python also used for numerical analysis, right? Numerical analysis. As for numerical, like we have got numerical Python, NumPy, numerical Python, and also Python mostly used today in game development. Lot of games are getting developed using Python. Single user, multi-user online games. Separately for developing games using Python. Python providing a framework called Pygame. It's a framework given by Python for developing games using Python. And one more framework, PyCora. And for 3D rendering libraries, like for 3D games, PySoy. And Python also used for scheduling tasks. So for that, it is providing Airflow for it. And for testing or for test cases, and for Python used for software development, and even software developers make use of Python as a support language. And for business applications, right, Python is one of the best choice for developing e-commerce websites. And one of the hottest application of Python, like database applications. Without database, there is no web applications, right? So Python can connect with any database. And apart from this, for networking applications, Python providing separate framework for networking, like Twisted Python is the framework given by Python for developing networking applications. And for web scraping the data from different websites like Flipkart, Amazon, right? For that, we are using models like URL-lib module, BS4 module, right? And for embedded applications, the most famous embedded application, Raspberry Pi, which uses Python for its computation. And for CAD applications or 3D CAD applications, computer data designing, right? Python is preferred. And apart from this, for audio and video applications, some audio and video applications which already got developed using Python, TimPlayer, CPlay are some examples of it. And for computer vision, right? For color detection, face detections, object detections, right? And robotics with Python, right? We've got some huge packages in robotics with Python. And for data analysis, we use Python. And for desktop applications creations, desktop applications, single user applications, console applications. In this way, many applications we can develop today by using Python. So mostly used in creation of web applications, automation applications, data applications, gaming applications, for software development, for database applications, and for data analysis and for desktop applications, right? Who are using Python today? Who are using Python today? Means like topmost applications built using Python. Topmost applications built using Python. Just I'll take 5 minutes before I go with the course contents, trainings. Topmost applications built using Python. Google. Google is using Python for its web search system. Google is one of the best example of Python web applications, where the Google web crawling is first written in Java. It was too difficult. It was rewritten in Python. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Yahoo using Python. Uber, Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. Instagram built using Python. The prime reason for Instagram to choose for Python, it's Python practicality and its hybrid features. NASA using Python for its research and development activities. And other applications, some other applications like Quora, Reddit, Spotify, Pinterest, Dropbox, all this they are using Python, right? And the famous OTT platform Netflix using Python for security, automation, and subscription related things, right? Yes. MMOG, massively multiplayer online games, uses Python. Maya, a powerful 3D animation, which uses Python script. BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service. And for iRobot for military or commercial applications. For hardware testing purpose, right? Hardware testing. Companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing purpose. So from the discussions, what we had, right? So what are the reasons which makes, so these are some of those companies using Python and applications built using Python, right? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Was introduced in the year 1989. Why all of a sudden Python has got a great boom? Reasons which makes it super popular. Most of the programmers or developers are attracted towards Python because of its very less coding, not even one-fourth coding as compared with other programming. Very less coding and simple syntaxes given by Python. They look like normal English statements. And one more, like Python provides interactive mode. Interactive mode means we can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives response. Just observe in the bottom search panel, I'm typing CMD and just open this command prompt. Just type Python here if your Python is installed. Say enter. The Python version it is displaying Python interpreter 3 arrow symbol. You can see here, right? Any valid Python statements you can type and interact, it gives response. I'm asking Python, what is 3 plus 5? What is 13 into 7? What is 23 into 42? I'm saying X as 10, Y as 2, Y as 4. No need to define the data types also like index. Directly we say X as 10, Y as 4. What is X? What is Y? What is X plus Y? What is X minus Y? X into Y, X by Y, X into 2, 10 into 2. Power symbol, X to the power, X square, 10 square. X equal to hello. X into 3, prints hello for 3 times. X into 5, prints hello for 5 times. Quit to come out of this Python. So in this way, we can easily interact with Python. For every statement, it gives response, right? This kind of interaction you cannot see in other programmings. Multi-programming features, what all the features we see in different other programmings, all those features we see in Python, hybrid features, because of which Python is called as hybrid language. Wide varieties of applications we can create, wide varieties of applications. It is not purpose-based, it is like general purpose, I said, right? Any type of applications can be created. And many built-in modules. Many built-in modules or libraries, right? Python has got for different environments, right? Yes. 89,300, right? So these are some of the reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Yes. Just I'll open Google, right? And I'll show you the #1 ranked programming language, mostly used programming language in the today's industry, right? Just I'm opening Google and just say popular coding language. Popular coding language, right? Yes. Popular coding language. So yes, just observe this various results for it. Python, JavaScript, see the most popular programming languages. Can you observe here? Python stands first. Next comes Java. Python remains the most popular programming language. Python. Next comes Java, JavaScript. Most popular programming languages. Python. Next JavaScript, Java. Most popular programming languages used by top 25 unique. Python. Next Java, JavaScript. Most in demand programming languages in 2021-22. Python, Java, JavaScript. Python is number one ranked, right? You see that rankings. Observe here the rankings, right? Can you see this rank? Rank one, Python. Rank two, Java. Okay, fine. Rank three, JavaScript, right? Yes. And if you see number of top 39 US computer science departments that use each language to teach introductory courses, Python, right? See the first one, Python mostly preferred. Next, Java, MATLAB. See that rankings. Python is number one ranked. See here, rank one, Python. Next, rank two, Java. And if you see the usage of different programming languages, the usage of different programming languages in the industry. See that graph, right? Yes. You can see the big circle. Python is what? 31% used. Java, 19% used. C++, nearly 10%. C language, 6%. And if you see the ranking based on average salary or ranking based on job openings, right? Rank by average salary, Python stands first. Next, JavaScript or Java. Ranking by job openings, Python stands first. Next, SQL, Java. Right. And even if you see that job opportunities for Python, can just check Python jobs. Python jobs, right? Yes. You can see like 20,317 Python job vacancies in Hyderabad. You can see like thousands plus. See, 1,34,000 Python jobs. 1,34,000 Python jobs. 1,34,000 Python job openings, right? Yes. Not only like Python, you can also go with Django jobs, right? The framework of Python. Framework of Python is Django, right? Django jobs. People who know this Django are very less. People who have got knowledge on this, who has got command on this Django is very, very less, right? They might be knowing Python, but Django framework, very less people, right? So even we can see the Django jobs, right? Yes. 19,429 Django job vacancies in January 20, right? 12,000 Django developer jobs in India, right? And if you see the course content, what I'll be discussing as part of this course, right? The basic Python, advanced Python, right? And full stack Python. So as part of Python core and advanced, right? So what are the topics? Python basics, why Python, history of Python, applications of Python, features of Python, advantages, versions of Python, installations of Python, flavors of Python, comparison between various programming languages, right? Python operations, modes of execution, interactive mode, batch mode, editors and ID, the data types, constants, variables, comments, input output state, type conversions, comments, escape sequences, strings, and operators in Python, different types of operators arithmetic, assignment, logical, right? Shorthand, bitwise, membership, identity, right? Python IDs, different types of IDs, working with the Anaconda distributions, Anaconda prompt, Navigator, Spider, Jupyter, Eclipse, all this. How to download and how to install and how to run the code on different IDs. Next, like coming to this basic Python, flow control statements, looping statements, strings, string indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters, right? Collections in Python, lists, tuples, sets, dictionaries, operations. Okay, list operations, list properties, list creations, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested lists, tuple operations, set operations, dictionary operations, functions, like examples, properties, categories, arguments type, default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword, like, okay, local and global variables, recursive function, Boolean function, lambda function, filter function. Okay, modules in Python, right? Modular programming, different ways of importing, renaming a module, reloading a module, package in Python, errors and exceptions, file handling in Python, working with different file, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, class object inheritance, polymorphism, method overriding, all this, regular expressions with Python, database connectivity, installation of one database, performing SQL operations, writing SQL queries using Python, transaction management, Python date and time module, Python, that is OS operating system module, advanced concepts like iterators, generators, closures, decorators, web scraping, pip, working with CSV files, XML and JSON files, GUI programming, graphical user interface, Excel workbook, working with Excel files, data analytics, Pandas matplotlib work, introduction to data science, Pandas model in brief, NumPy model in brief, and matplotlib model in brief, right? So these 30 topics will be discussed as part of Python core and advanced. So we're discussing different models related to different domains, some models related to data science, some related to big data, some related to networking, some related to databases, some related to regular expressions, OS modules, Excel module, right? Yes. And how to create our own modules using Python, right? This part. And people who wants to go to full stack Python full stack web development, right? Apart from this, you'll be given knowledge and Django framework for web applications creations, web framework, Django installation, Django project architecture, different .py files, Django applications, Django views, Django templates, Django admin, Django models, advanced concepts, right? These things. Apart from this, you'll be given knowledge on UI technologies like HTML in brief, CSS in brief, and JavaScript in brief, and also MySQL. Right? Just observe here, right? Just to Python, right? First thing is Python. Python core, Python advanced, Python application oriented modules, everything. I'll be spending nearly 70 hours for this. Not like 45 hours course, 70 hours, right? Nearly 2 months. And the fee structure is 6,000 for it. Okay. Apart from this, apart from this, people who wants to go for full stack, first you'll be given knowledge on this web development technologies like HTML, CSS, cascading style sheets, JavaScript. So even JavaScript will be covered as part of this course, CSS, HTML, right? Apart from this, like you'll be given knowledge on this Django framework, Django framework, right? Framework of Python for typical web applications creations. 15 to 20 applications will be developing. You people will be developing parallel along with me, and REST API. REST project, right? So for all this, it takes like 60 hours for this. So nearly like 2 months duration for this, right? For this web development, Django, REST API and projects. For this, the fee structure is 8,000 for this. So combinedly, if you take like nearly 70 plus 60, 130 hours, takes like 4 months duration for this total full stack. And here 6 plus 8, 14K, right? But total, if you are taking in a single payment, right? Like total full stack Python package, if you are taking, right? It's like 12K. If you're taking separately first Python, later going for this Django web development, 6 plus 8, 14, right? So if you're taking like entire package, like 12K. So here it's not like, I said it's not like 45 hours course, like 70 hours will be spending on Python, right? So I'll be discussing procedural oriented, object oriented scripting and modular programming with Python. So you'll be getting great command by the end of this course, right? So with many working examples, assignments and tasks, right? And what are the offerings from my side? So like you'll be getting the video, everyday session video, right? For all this Python, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Django, all this you'll be getting the video, the day itself. And the soft copy of these notes and assignments and tasks to work with. And a WhatsApp group for technical discussions. If you got any error, you can just take the snap of that and just post it in the WhatsApp. Anybody can answer, I'll be answering it. Right? Yes. So if you got any queries as part of this course, anything related to this Python course, other things, you can just ask your queries, right? So the sessions will be interactive sessions. As today it's a demo session, I was speaking most of the time, but normal session, for every statement I type, you people will be responding as for the what is the expected output. Yes, tomorrow also people can attend the session, same timing at 6 o'clock, that is at 5 o'clock. Everyone can attend the session tomorrow at 5 o'clock using the same link, right? But let me be clear about the timings of this batch. Timings, right? So for the first 1 week, it will be at 5 a.m. It starts at 5 a.m., right? After this, later, it will start at 6 a.m. in the morning. It starts at 6 a.m. in the morning. Right? So the first 1 week, it will be at 5 a.m. Later, it will be at 6 a.m. So before, right, before you go with the payment, the timings of this batch, make it clear, right? Yes. Any queries from your side, anyone, right? Yeah. So tomorrow also you can attend the session, same time at 5 o'clock, using the same link to see more on this Python compared with other programming languages. Yes. Okay.
Hi, sir. So, what is the open source database for practice Python programming?
So I'll be showing you how to install this MySQL database.
Okay.
I'll show you the installation, show you the SQL operations. Later, I'll show you how to create all those things using Python statements, right? By writing Python code, only table has to be created in the database. Data has to be inserted, data has to be removed, and various other SQL operations and transaction management, right?
Okay.
Okay, fine. Any other queries, right? Okay. So if I'm done with your queries, right, I'll sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow at same time at 5 o'clock using the same link. Right? Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Meet you tomorrow. Bye.